Retarded little bastards, hello. Today, since I have nothing to post and I have no Reddit to view, I'm going to be saying my top 10 Beatles songs. Well, it's not really the best songs, but it's my top 10. So don't get that fucked up. Do not get that fucked up. Anyways, let's get into it. At number 10, I have I Mine. Not many people's favorite song. Not many people's George Harrison's favorite songs. I like Ringo's drumming in that, mainly. I also like the vocals. I like the acoustic guitar. My favorite part of that is just the chorus and Ringo's drumming in that and the fucking guitar. Hard rock is literally one of my favorite genres ever. You can't get wrong with it. If you say it's bad, die. Oh god. Number 9, The End. One of the best Abbey Road songs ever by a mile. It reminds me a bit of the ending part of that reminds me of Layla by Eric Clapton. I just love that song so much. I love Ringo's drum solo. I love the guitar solos. All three of the members who are not a drummer play. John fucking killed that guitar. I can tell you that right now. Paul had amazing solos. I loved his solos the most. And then that ending part just to end off their career is just amazing. And apparently it led into Her Majesty for some reason. Left 20 seconds blank, then just that chord of Her Majesty that gives people a heart attack. I know it gave me a heart attack the first time I ever listened to it. But number 8, probably the second best Beatles song for me, and the best George Harrison song ever. Something. Absolutely beautiful. Definitely the best love song I have ever heard. The strings, the guitar, best George Harrison guitar playing I have ever heard. I'm probably going to be saying this a lot throughout this whole video, so please don't kill me, or do. What else? Jesus Christ, have I forgot what I was about to say? Ringo's drumming in that is very basic, very easy, but very amazing. I'll tell you that. Paul's bass line is great. The impulsive piano that fucking Jesus plays, aka John Lennon, and that organ by the fifth Beatle, by one of the many fifth Beatles, Billy Preston, plays amazing. Absolutely flipping amazing. I probably cursed back then. Number 7, a song that not many people would put on the top 10 Beatles list, definitely on my list. You Won't See Me. One of the most underrated Beatles songs you will ever hear. The piano, the guitar, it's like it's literally rock and roll, like literally early Beatles rock and roll, leading into more of the rock genres, more into the psychedelic era. And I feel like that song can be such a great example of it. The drumming that Ringo plays. Ringo's a fantastic drummer. I don't know who would say Ringo's a terrible drummer. Oh, I know. And that person knows. I love Paul's vocals. This was inspired by Jane Asher, his ex-girlfriend, who later saw him in a bed with another woman. Kudos to you, Paul. I respect you. Welcome to the team. And number 6, mentioned as the best song of all time, the best Beatles song of all time by many people, or by everyone. A Day in the Hell Life. This song is absolutely amazing. I can see why people would choose this to be the best Beatles song ever. It's amazing. The orchestra. It's 2 songs into one. I love Paul's part though. You know, woke up, get out of bed, trying to comb across my hair. You know, my goodness, I don't even know how to say it. It's literally heaven's pizza palace. Like, oh my goodness, I've never heard such a song like that. And, you know, I would usually, at first I would say Something's the best song ever, but I barely heard A Day in the Life. Then I started listening to A Day in the Life more, and here I am, loving it. Like I love all Beatles songs, except for Revolution 9, so carrying on. Back in the USSR, some people say it's one of the best surf rock songs. Some people say it's one of the best songs without the drummer on it. Some people say it's Putin's favorite song. I think I said back in the USSR already, so this is no longer funny. Back in the USSR, I love this song. You know, so many fucking overdubs to make it sound like Ringo's drumming. And I think it would have been better with Ringo on it. Who knows? Because I don't think Paul, John, and George would have to do a lot of work with the drumming. I love the solos. I love that bridge of that guitar that whoever plays it, I don't know who plays it. I heard Paul plays the solo on that. And I think it's true. I'm not sure. He recorded marvelous solos. And Back in the USSR is one of them, along with Good Morning, Good Morning, and Taxman, which I have listened to the mix, by the way. It's absolutely fucking amazing. I don't, like, whenever I take off my left headphone, I can just hear the vocals. Like, that, the Beatles pan so fucking much. They hardcore pan, bro. Like, honestly. Good looks, my brother. What song was I on? Oh yeah, Back in the USSR. Definitely one of the best surf songs of all time. I could see why the Beach Boys rivaled with them. I'm not even talking about the song at this point. I'm moving on. Nothing to say about Back in the USSR. I just love it. It's rock and roll, and I love it. Norwegian Wood at number 4. This song is known as the first Indian classical song that they recorded. I'm not sure. It's definitely amazing. One of my favorite songs by a mile. George was a great guitar player, taught by whoever taught him. I think his name was Ravi. I don't know at this point. What is this video? This video sucks. Norwegian Wood. Yeah, I love John's vocals. I love the acoustic guitar. The bass line in that's amazing. It's just folk. And just folk. And it's beautiful. You can't hate Norwegian Wood. Definitely the best song on Rubber Soul. Oh yeah, probably the second best song. I forgot about In My Life. I mean, I like Norwegian Wood and You Won't See Me more than In My Life, obviously, because they're on the list. But whatever. Moving on to my top 3. Number 3, Year Blues. One of the best supergroups covered that song. A supergroup that includes Keith Richards, John Lennon, Eric Clapton, and Mitch Mitchell. What a super group. The Dirty Mac is what I'm talking about for you stupid fucks who don't know what that amazing super group is. Your Blues is one of the best blues songs you'll ever hear. It's amazing. The guitar, it's like you're listening to Rory Gallagher or Jimi Hendrix or Stevie Ray Vaughan, someone like that. It's literally blues, like one of the best blues riffs you can possibly hear. One of the best, snare overdubs I've ever heard. That drum overdub that Ringo does is fabulous. I love that part where Paul comes in and does backing vocals. That solo that I think George plays or John plays. I don't know who it is. Absolutely fabulous. The White Album was interesting. I can tell you that much. And number 2, oh god, we're moving into metal. Helter Skelter. This was a 2-hour jam. Ringo got blisters. Absolutely amazing song. Definitely one of my favorite songs ever. I listened to it earlier today. I loved the experience. I love Ringo's drumming. It's literally just them fucking around. Paul plays lead guitar. George plays rhythm. He also plays the slide guitar, I think. There's piano on it, apparently. But my favorite is just the drums. Ringo, without Ringo, the Beatles would be shit. I'm just gonna say that much right now. Ringo is what made the Beatles the Beatles. And thank God you fired Pete Best. Even though he is the best drummer in the world, of course, it's in his name. Ringo is the best Beatle, for sure. And that's why Helter Skelter is metal. That's not a good explanation, but fucking, we'll go with it. But before I say my number 1, I would love to put out some honorable mentions. I put 5 because I really can't think of any Beatles songs, really, but I could probably think of some in my head that I'm thinking right now. So in my head, I'm thinking of Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, Good Morning, Good Morning, Dear Prudence, Glass Onion, Blackbird, Julia, I Want You, She's So Heavy, Octopus's Garden, Here Comes the Sun. Oh my fucking god. You Never Give Me Your Money. How can I forget that song? I should have put that in my runners-up. Tomorrow Never Knows, I'm Only Sleeping, Taxman, And Your Bird Can Sing, I'll Cry Instead, I Saw Her Standing There, All My Loving. God, the Beatles are the best band ever. Change my mind, change anyone's mind. That is a fact, and everybody knows it. There's no way, there's no other band that's better than them. No Led Zeppelin, no Pink Floyd, no fucking Rolling Stones, no Queen, none of that shit. They're good bands, probably except the Rolling Stones. They're an okay band. But the rest of the 3, they're good, but they're no Beatles. They're nothing like them. They had no mind of them. And on my runners-up, I had Oh Darling, amazing hard rock song, amazing piano by Paul, I think that is. Great guitar, great bass, great drumming. Come Together, I love that electric piano solo. Whoever played that, John, Eleanor Rigby, one of the best songs ever. It's just art. That is just art. Amazing lyrics. I'm Looking Through You, not everyone's favorite song, my favorite song. I love the organ on it. That shit, the guitar is pretty cool, the acoustic guitar. And she's a woman. I usually listen to this when I'm coming home from school. I love it. It's an amazing song. It's just beautiful. It's another rock and roll. And after all that blabbing, I am going to go to the number one, and that is the title track of the third studio album and their best film of all time, A Hard Day's Night. This song has the best McCartney and Lennon vocals, probably. This has the best George Harrison solo. This is the best George Harrison solo. You can't get wrong with that. No way you can get wrong with that. Nothing else that Harrison made that has to do with solos is better than A Hard Day's Night. Definitely one of the best early Beatles songs ever. Hard Day's Night, the album, is definitely the best early Beatles album other than Rubber Soul and Revolver. You know, you can't get wrong with that, man. You just can't get wrong with it. This band in general is just absolutely amazing. I'm so glad that this band existed. I'm so glad that John Lennon and Paul McCartney were in the Beatles when they could have been leaders. They could have been the leader of any other band. And instead, they were together. All four of them were together. Unfucking believable is that. Anyways, my recap. Number 10, I have I Me Mine. Number 9, I have The End. 8, Something. 7, You Won't See Me. 6, A Day in the Life. 5, Back in the USSR. 4, Norwegian Wood. 3, Year Blues. 2, Helter Skelter. And 1, A Hard Day's Night. That is my top 10 Beatles songs. I might do a top 10 worst Beatles songs. I don't know. Like, sub, die, eat.